Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to Mindful Yoga. Today, our theme is just enough. Just enough as we experience the Qigong that we do and the yoga that we do in our own bodies, the bodies that we inhabit, that have the long history that they do. Our mind always seems to want more. We have a poem today by Holly Hughes called Mind Wants More. But our goal here is to be content and to accept with gratefulness what we do have. Let's take a seat where you can be comfortable. Feel the sits bones underneath you, the pelvic bowl sitting between them, legs or knees, a little bit of support from the floor, lifting up through the spine, relaxing down through the shoulders. A little long in the back of the neck as you tuck the chin just slightly. And then letting the attention go to the breath. Experiencing the breath as it comes in the nostrils and down the throat into the bronchial tubes. The expansion and contraction of the diaphragm and the lungs. We're going to do belly button breathing this morning, a Qigong way of breath to bring our attention and breath into the belly, the dantian or hara, depending what language you're speaking, or gut brain as we sometimes call it in English. Breathing now into the belly button. You might put your finger there right at the belly button. And as you breathe into that area, feel a kind of dome shape around the belly button so that the breath is spreading all around. Just letting the breath be spontaneous and natural, respecting the intelligence of the breath. Finding a place opposite that in the back. You can let the finger go if you wish. And imagining a dome spreading out from that place of energy opposite the belly button in the back. Many nerves in the back of our bodies. You might feel the energy and sensitivity there. Then breathing into the left side of this equator line we're drawing. Again, letting the breath spread out from that point on the left side around this circle. And coming to the right side. Beginning to feel an easy opening through that whole equator around the body. And the fifth point is the bottom of the pelvic bowl. Breathing into the pelvic floor, into the perineum behind the genitals. Feeling the connection there through the earth chakra to earth. Then letting breath fill the whole pelvic bowl, touching on all those points and filling the center. Coming into the richness of the dantian, of the gut brain, rich with nerves and hormones, immune cells and microbes. Holly Hughes writes, only a beige slat of sun left above the horizon, like a shade pulled not quite down. Otherwise, clouds. The mind wants a shaft of sun to stir the gray porridge of clouds. An osprey to stitch sea to sky with its barred wings. Some dramatic music, a symphony, perhaps a Chinese gong. But the mind always wants more than it has. One more bright day of sun, one more clear night in bed with the moon. One more hour to get the words right. One more chance for the heart in hiding to emerge from its thicket in dried grasses. As if this quiet day with its tentative light weren't enough. As if joy weren't strewn all around. Feeling the joy of the breath. Let's bring the chin to the chest and draw a necklace across the chest. Perhaps chuckling with the crickles and crackles in the neck. And then bringing the chin up towards the shoulder on either side. Just opening up this vital channel between body and mind, which can become a bottleneck if we're not careful. Coming back through center, eyes to the horizon, chin comes down to the chest, then open the throat and come down. Back and forth slowly. Coming back with eyes to the horizon, let the right ear go over to the right shoulder, then turn up slightly with nose and chin, just slightly. The left arm goes out to the side, palm back, fingers spread, bring that back behind the waist. Press down through sits bones and lift up through the shoulder, realigning the neck and the chest towards its more natural open position. Release and unwind. Let the left ear come to the left shoulder and lift slightly through chin and nose. Other arm comes out, stretches out, and comes behind. Press down through that right sits bones, lifting up through the body. Feeling that opening through the neck, from the back of the ear down through the collarbone, and the opening across the pectoral muscles in the chest. Release and come back. We're going to come up to a standing position. I might have to close the blinds a little bit, despite our many clouds. The sun is shining right now. Standing with the feet a little wider than hip width apart, pouring into one foot, and then slowly letting the weight pour into the other foot. Relaxing down through shoulders, releasing in the jaw, releasing down through belly as the weight comes down on the one leg and then the other. Then bringing your attention to the empty leg and letting it be as empty as it can be. Empty from cheek down through organs and leg into the soft foot. Weight all on one side, other side empty. The yin and the yang of life, the active and the more passive, all rich in their contribution to our lives. And now we'll begin to close the groin on the empty side. So this qua, as it's called in Qigong, the groin, just letting that close a little bit as the body moves like a cylinder, arms hang on the side, and naturally begin to turn a little bit, finding your own rhythm here. letting go into that weighted leg, feeling the emptiness still of the other side of the body. And then we'll explore the vibrational fields that can help to open up and let life flow through the body as we drum or tap on the eyes of our shoulders, and the sides of the ribs, letting the vibrations in just enough, no more than is bearable, coming to the sides of the waist, continuing to sink into that weighted foot and be empty through the other leg, and coming up to the breastbone, exploring that vibrational field, lung and heart area, coming down through solar plexus, perhaps a little more of a love tap here, through stomach and pancreas and liver area, spleen, then down to belly button. Once again, hello belly button. And coming down to the lower abdomen, to the fundamental base of the dantian. And one hand to the front of the waist and one hand to the back of the waist where the kidneys are. And one to the front of the lower abdomen and one to the sacrum. Letting the body come to stillness, such as it is. Feeling the vibrational field. Letting it spread and nourish the body. Now bringing the feet so that they are under the hips. Raising the hands, stretching through the fingers. Hips come out in the back, elbows go back behind. And then bring the hands up in front of the chest once again. Spreading through the palms, opening knuckles, opening down through the little bones of the hands and all the nerves of the hands. Letting that sensitivity of the hands come into the wrist and up through forearm to elbows. From elbows, as our hands rise slightly up through the shoulders, starting to feel it into the chest, stretching and opening down through the belly, through legs, feeling the connection between the arms and the legs, fingers and toes, finding again your own rhythm here. Option to come up onto tiptoes if that serves. Patience if that does not serve. Two more. And coming back to center. Bringing the hands to the lungs. In Chinese medicine, the lungs harbor grief, and they also harbor courage. So a little transformation here, perhaps, as we inhale with the hands on the lungs, and then exhale as you push up as if you were just lifting a cloud. Eyes are open, exhaling through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Letting any grief that is ready to be let go, let go. Inviting in a transformation of grief into courage. And bringing hands hovering in front of the lungs for a moment and just pausing. Feeling the expansion and contraction of the lungs. Feet come a little wider than hip width apart. Hand pushes across as knees bend slightly, and then across the front to the other side. This is a movement that has to do with the liver. In Chinese medicine, the liver harbors anger. So we're letting whatever anger is not productive, letting it go, helping it to transform into an energy that is useful and kind. One more time on each side. Then coming back to center and bringing the hands under the right ribs for a moment, just hovering there over the liver. Hands come along the side, feet are directly under the hips. Feel the feet on the mat. Feel that connection with the earth. Knees bend, elbows go out in back. Palms are down, facing the earth. Pushing down with the palms, the knees straighten. Inhale as knees bend. Exhale as hands push down and knees straighten. And grounding down into our connection with the earth. The kidneys are particularly connected with the earth. They harbor fear. But they also allow us to be grounded, to let that fear recycle down into the earth. One last time. Let's rub our kidneys behind the waist, give them a good rub back there. We don't think a lot about kidneys, although we all know they're there if they hurt. But they are a main organ in Chinese medicine. We'll bring our feet a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to do a kind of half squat and then a pulling up of earth energy to the kidneys. Inhale as arms come slightly behind, up and over. Palms down as you slowly come down, letting the heat of head and heart dissipate and let go, come down into the belly. Hands are in soft fists as they pull the earth energy through the feet, the legs, and up through the belly to the kidneys. Pulling in through the pelvic floor. And then exhaling, palms, smooth it out downwards. Legs straighten as arms reach up behind and over. Letting go through head and heart, knees bending. Letting go down. And then soaking in, sucking up through feet and legs, through pelvic floor, even perhaps with some tightening at the back of the throat. And let it go. Inhale, round. Let go with an exhale as you come down. Inhale, lifting up into the body, receiving the earth energy. And letting it go. 2 more times. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, as if a straw, we're bringing the energy up, nourishing you, and letting what is not needed go down. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, down. Earth energy. And exhale down. Bring the feet so that they are just slightly wider than hip width apart. Palms of the hands come together and fingers are facing forward. Thumbs are facing up. And we're imagining we're holding on to the tail of a dragon. This is called wag the dragon tail. Slowly, the dragon pulls us from side to side, Feeling that opening from ear through shoulder, down the side of the neck, across the shoulder, down from the shoulder to the waist. Imagining that dragon taking us for a ride down through hips, perhaps farther down through the leg, especially if you push in with your foot and feel a little bit more down through the side of your leg. And then just let that dragon take you as it takes you. Then bringing the hands back, and the palms are still together. The fingers turn up through the heart and the head, fountaining out. Knees bend, palms are down as you come down. Cross the wrists, knees straighten, lift up, and fountain out. Aware of the vital, yang, active part of the water lifting up, and the passive, restful part as the water falls down. Open the heart to the miracle of this day. And one last time. Bring the right foot so it's right under the hip. And the weight goes into that right foot particularly, although you have weight in both feet. Right arm reaches up, feeling that length between the foot pressing into the earth and the fingers reaching up to the sky. Inhale up and exhale over. Head becomes heavy and there's some arch underneath the armpit. Inhale back up. Hands, palms passing each other at the heart. Left hand reaches up, press down into the left foot. Lift up with the left fingers, and then heavying the head and opening up under the armpit. Inhaling up and exchanging sides. Right foot down, right hand up, long through the body, heavying the head under the armpit, some arch, and then pressing with that right foot, especially the big toe, into the earth and allowing a little bit more arch through the hip, just about 50% of what you could do. Inhaling back up, hands crossed at the heart, lifting up through the left side, the whole body, heavying the head, arching under the armpit, pressing into that big toe, opening a little more in the hip. And one last time on each side. And come back. Turning to the microcosmic orbit. Hands come down, scoop up some earth energy, bring it up the body. Palms are up and kind of in bowls, bringing that up. Arms come wide. Inhale overhead. Exhale, hovering the hands just behind the skull, then coming to the chest and hovering in front of the chest. Then coming back behind the buttocks, hovering down across the buttocks and down the back of the legs, across the ankles and up the inseams of the legs. Again, hovering, coming up, spreading wide. Inhale overhead, exhale behind head, inhale chest, exhale down the back of the legs, inhale up the inner legs, bring it up, wide, overhead, head, chest, down the bladder meridian in the back, up the kidney meridian, and bring it up, wide, and up, head, and heart. Now, stopping here, when you get down to the bottom, we're changing to the macrocosmic orbit. So our hips are out to the back, fingers are dangling down, perhaps touching. Palms are towards the body and then down as they lift up. And then the same action behind the head, hovering in front of the chest. This time hovering along the sides of the legs as the buttocks comes out to the back. And then fingers come downwards, palms are down as you lift up, connecting with the macrocosmos. Head, heart, down the sides, lifting up. Two more times. Lifting up and letting the hands come back down. We're going to come into a sitting position for a little while here. So finding your blanket or whatever it is, you give yourself a little bit of height through the hips, but not too much height. Crisscross if that works for you. And then sliding the hands forward just as far as feels good for wrists and shoulders. Feeling some opening down the spine and through the sacrum. Sliding back several more times. Just playing with this opening through the body. I feel it particularly in my sacrum and enjoy that feeling. It truly feels like just enough. One last time. And coming back up, bring one hand over to the opposite thigh and the other hand comes back behind, just turning to the side, elevating up through the spine. Arms come wide as you come around to the other side. Coming round to both sides two more times. Coming back through center, right hand comes down, left arm comes up and over. One more time, up and over. And then feeling the hip, the opposite hip from the planted hand down to the extent possible, giving you a firm base so that that hand and arm can do a circle up above your head, adapting as you need to for any issues in the shoulder. Finding a comfortable place to circle here. And then one more. Side bend over, a little stretch, come back up, other hand plants down, And the opposite arm comes over and up and over and up. This time as you come over, start circling that arm. And if it might be just straight up with the slightest circle, that's fine. Or there might be no circle at all, and you might continue to do the side bend. So always make things your own. Find what is just enough for the body you inhabit. And come back up. Extend the legs out in front of you. Let's flex and point the feet a few times. Feels good. Feel the joy of folding in and out your toes. Letting yourself be right here in this body. And then bringing the feet together, arms come into cactus. Inhale up, exhale forward just an inch or 2 or 3 as chest comes towards the toes. Inhale up, feel the width across the shoulders and the elbows, and also a kind of magnetism from the chest towards the toes, above the toes a bit. And the next time you come over, feel free to let the knees be a little softer, and hands might come to the legs with a C shape to the spine. Or perhaps your chest is continuing to come towards the toes. Find what is available and just enough for this body. Before you come up, make sure that your chest is coming towards your toes so that the spine is long, and bring it up. Right leg continues to be extended out. Left foot comes up beside the thigh, perhaps over the thigh. Responding to your range of motion that you have in your hip. Hand might come around that knee or the forearm. Other hand comes back behind as a kickstand. Extend out through the extended heel. Inhale up, coming forward on sits bones a bit, long through the spine. And exhale round through lower ribs. Inhale up, exhale round through shoulders. Inhale up and exhale round through chin. Letting the breath sweep up and down the spine. Release and unwind. Left foot is extended out and right foot comes up, perhaps over. Conscious of knee and hips and spine, sacrum. Finding your position here. Coming forward on the sits bones, long through the spine. Inhale up and exhale round through the lower ribs, and continuing. Aware of the differences on each side and feelings. Just feeling, in fact, moving to feel, to know the body, and unwind. Bring your feet wide, and we'll do a windshield wiper here. Hands are back behind, giving good support through the heels of the hands, up through the shoulders. And let the knees start out slow and small, back and forth. Perhaps becoming a bit broader. Opening up through the hips. And coming towards one side, hand reaches back towards one corner. Take some time to enjoy that stretch back through the arm as it extends into the body and down towards the hip. Next time we come around, option to come down onto the forearm of the underarm, straighten the upper leg and the upper arm. Take a nice long stretch diagonally, but it's all the same side, leg and arm stretched out. Then pull that in, coming around to the other side. Coming down, the lower arm is on the forearm. and the left arm is pointing back towards the corner, and the upper leg is perhaps extended. Feeling that length from fingers to toes. The connections. Pulling that in, coming around to the other side, a full body twist. Both elbows might be on the earth and palms. Foreheads might be coming to the back of the palms, or you might be holding up with your hands, finding your place. Bringing the breath back to the belly button breath. The pelvic bowl, receiving. And then pushing up and coming around to the other side. Then straighten the legs and bring that into a prone position. So just sliding into a prone position. Turn around here. With forearms underneath the shoulders. The tops of feet pressed against the earth. Adapting as you need to. I often get a little cramp in my foot that I need to adapt to. Feeling the opening up through the lower ribs, shoulder blades coming down the back. Thich Nhat Hahn writes, "We don't realize that to fully enjoy great happiness also requires great strength and endurance. When we volunteer to wash the dishes, we only need to live joyfully in each moment while we wash them. We don't need to tell everyone that we washed the dishes. Washing the dishes, just to wash the dishes, brings us happiness." A good example of just enough. Let the chest come down, hands come under the shoulders, elbows bent along the body. Press into the feet, engage up through the legs, into the hips, into the glutes. Then lifting head and shoulders, lifting up just as you can with the muscles of the posterior body. If you'd like to push a little bit into the hands, that's fine, but keep using the muscles in the posterior part of the body. Then open the arms. Palms are out to the sides, thumbs are up. Continuing to engage through that whole posterior chain of muscles in the body. And bring it down. Hands come under the cheek, just for a moment. Come into the just enough of quiet resting. Now we're going to bring our hands back behind the waist, one hand grasping the fingers of the other hand. As the arms come down and are at the bottom of the buttocks, the knees bend, hamstrings engaging, and the head lifts slightly. Head and legs come down, hands come behind the waist. Then bend the knees, lift in the head and shoulders, and hands come down to the bottom of the glutes, back and forth. A hamstring strengthener. Also a strengthener for the posterior chain. And then bringing the hands wide on the mat and coming up. Let's come into a puppy pose. Hips are high, arms are wide and extended, chest coming down in the direction of the mat. Maybe forehead comes down, maybe not. Extending back through the hips. Then coming forward, hands are still wide and in front of the shoulders. Knee comes under belly and reaches up in the back for 3, 2, 1. And the other side, 3, 2, and 1. Bring hips to heels. Then coming up on the knees, hands come up overhead. Hands come behind the head as the head dips back, opening through the front of the chest. Arms come into cactus pose. Then bring the hands back onto the sacrum with the fingers down. Strong through the glutes, shoulder blades squeezing together as you open from the pubic bone up through collarbone. Coming into puppy once again. A stretch, then bringing the hands back a bit. Kicking up in the back for 3, 2, 1, and the other side. Bringing hips to heels, coming up onto knees, hands up overhead, hands come behind the head, dip the head back, coming into cactus arms, feeling that width between the elbows across the chest. Hands come behind the sacrum, glutes strong, shoulder blades squeezing towards each other, opening up in the front of the body. And then bringing hands down and attempting to tuck your toes and spring up. Of course, you can come up any way you would like. We're going to come into a forward fold and then up. But if you'd like to play with this a little bit, jumping from knees up onto feet, gradually making yourself into a forward fold shape and just giving the body all of these tastes of different shapes for the body. Hands come to the shins, press into the shins, long from the bottom of the spine up through the crown. Let the belly come down onto the thighs, arms come wide, chest and eyes forward as you rise up. Hands come up overhead. And bring the arms down. Come towards the front of your mat. We're going to do some sun salutations. Arms come wide in a sun breath. Inhale up. Hands come overhead. Forward fold. Hands come on either side of the feet, coming back into plank. Feet, knees might be up. They might be down for 3, 2, and 1. And then pushing back into downward dog. Feeling the shoulder blades coming apart to the outer edges of the back. Long through the spine, long through the sides. Knees are soft. Emphasis on the long spine. You might paddle the legs a little bit as we begin to open in the back of the legs. But always noticing the length through the inner arms and the body. The opening of the back of the body here. Then coming on to tiptoes, rise the heels up, raise the heels up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then walking the feet forward and the hands back, dangling down for a moment, feeling some space between the vertebrae. Hands come to the shins, pressing into the shins, half fold. Belly to thighs, arms wide, chest forward as you rise up. Again, a sun breath. Inhale up, exhale forward. Come back into plank. Come up into downward dog. Center the left foot. Stretch back through the body. Right leg reaches up. Find what is right for you here as far as height. If you push into your hands, you'll get a little more length and a little bit more lift with that foot. Then we're coming into a knee down lunge. You might be able to bring your weight forward, knee comes under belly, and foot comes forward, or come down onto your knees and come into knee down lunge. Sun breath, 3 sun breaths as we open up, inhaling up, and palms come together and down through the heart, gathering in the energies around us, absorbing them down into the heart. One last time. Then bringing that front foot forward a little bit more and stretching forward, opening up the hip flexor. Come back and forward, letting the arms be part of this as you come back and forth, fingers reaching forward and then back behind the body a bit. One more time. Hands come around that front foot. Come back up into downward dog. Right foot is centered now and left foot rises up. Long as you can make it there. Adapting as you need to. Maybe through knees, maybe knee under belly as you come into knee down lunge on the other side. Finding that drawing of the thighs in towards the pelvis for good balance here. Hands come together at the heart. One hand, the palm pushes up, the palm pushes down, feeling the length between the heels of the hands. Inhale, heart. Exhale, pushing to earth and up to heaven. One more time on each side. And coming back, front foot comes forward just a bit, starting that forward and backward motion as we feel the stretch through the front of the hip on the back leg, and letting the arms join in as they point forward and back. And then bringing hands down around that front foot, tucking the back toes, raising the knee, and springing forward. Again, dangling for a moment here. Coming to a half fold, hands against the shins, long through the spine. Belly to thighs, and coming up. And coming into mountain. Back to our very grounded yoga fundamental position of mountain. Feeling the bottom of the feet, the bright arch, alive in the inner thighs, lifting up through the spine, relaxing down through eyes and cheeks, jaw, shoulders. Coming into a cactus pose, a slight twist, back and forth, coming back through center, a little side bend with cactus. And we're going to bring the hands back behind the waist. It might just be fingertips together or the whole palm. It's a little more difficult. And again, we'll do a side bend back here. So you can feel it a little differently because your hands are in a different position. It's shifting the shape of the side bend. Coming back through center, a little twist in one direction. And again, feeling how this is different with the hands stabilizing the lower back, giving more movement through the shoulders and thoracic spine. Coming through center, arms come wide, stretch out through the fingers, then make soft fists and let the fists come down and up and down and up, down and up. Then spreading the fingers out, turning the palms up and down and up and down. Continuing this, feeling it in the wrist and letting that slight twisting movement come up through the forearms into the elbows and even up into the shoulders. And letting the hands come down. Just taking a moment for a breath, relaxing down through the shoulders, lifting up through the back of the neck. Very aware of this just enough posture, this mountain that we can be. Bring the hands to the hips. Bring the weight into the left foot. Aware of weight coming down into the middle of the heel and over to the outside and across to the bounds of the first three toes. So you're quite solid down here, solid through the side of the hip. Right foot, toe comes out to the front, over, back, and then side and back. Side, front, cross, front, side, back. And just continuing this, offering the option to let that leg swing if that serves, finding what is just enough for you in this particular posture. And then letting the other foot come down. So our weight is coming into the right foot now. Again, feeling that weight in the heel and coming across to the mounds of the first three toes. Leg engaged, hip engaged. And the other foot comes forward and across, then to the side and back. Forward, across, forward, side, back, side, forward, across. And if you'd like, swinging. I think next week we're going to have a emphasis on balance in all sorts of ways that we balance in yoga. 3, 2, and 1. And bring it down. Finding your mountain pose once again. Feeling the height of your mountain. Feeling the solidity of the mountain rooted into the earth. Filling the mountain with air, with all of the many chemicals in the rocks of the mountains that allow microbes to live. And then let's come to a lying position. First, just feeling that sinking into the earth, the heaviness of the head between the shoulder blades, the hips, calves and feet, arms. Perhaps with hands on the belly, feeling the rise and fall all around, filling that pelvic bowl with air. And letting the attention rest there kindly. Let arms come to a T shape. Knees are bent above the hips. And the knees fall over to about 45 degrees on one side and then to the other. Just enjoying the little stretch and roll over the sacrum, the oblique muscles, getting a little tickle here on the sides of the body. Then coming back through center, hug one leg towards the chest, extend the other leg, and then bend that knee up towards the chest, extend it out. So one leg is getting a hug, and the other one is extending out and back. Just giving some gentle exercise to the psoas, inner abdominal muscle. And then changing, hugging the other leg, and letting the opposite leg extend and bend. Aware of the inner abdominal action that is occurring here. Now we'll bring bent knees with feet wide. Left ankle can come up onto right thigh. Leave the right foot down on the mat. Bring the left palm to the inner thigh of the left leg. So left palm to left inner thigh. Press lightly, relaxing down through the psoas, through the inner abdominal area, letting those muscles that often hold tension relax. Softening down from the knee to the hip. Profound softness through the belly, the back of the waist, up through the rib cage, the neck and the ear, temple, and all the little muscles around the eye, the globe of the eye itself. Letting that relaxation extend back into the middle of the brain. Release and shift so that the right ankle is up on the left thigh. Right palm pushes lightly on the inner right thigh. Feeling that allow some release of tension down through the hip into the belly. Muscles reaching from the head of the femur over into the spine, relaxing. Relaxing through the belly, the lower rib cage, up through the lung, the jaw, the teeth and the tongue on that side of the mouth, the cheek on that side, up into the little muscles of the eyes, the globe of the eyes, and back into the midbrain. Release. Option to give both legs a hug here. Maybe curl up if you would like. You can certainly stay here and relax, or if you're coming back into your day, pushing up and bringing hands together at the heart. Let washing dishes be enough. Feel the joy strewn in this quiet day with its tentative light. Namaste. Good to practice with you all.